After a dominant 2018 season where he rushed for 961 yards and 12 touchdowns, Brian Kearns Jr. was expected to put up even more spectacular numbers in the 2019 season. Unfortunately, on September 14, 2019, Kearns Jr. stumbled on a play and tore his ACL in his right knee.
Ended up tearing my ACL, I think 3 plays into the game. It was pretty devastating. It was hard to go through, and it was a long rehab process.
Kearns Jr., the fifth-year senior, has impacted the Skyhawks football team in ways that no other running backs playing Division II have before based on his stats. In his 5 seasons, he has ran for 2,256 total yards and has scored 25 rushing touchdowns, which is the current Stonehill record. After Kearns Jr. returned to full strength from rehab, the team found out they were not going to play a season until the fall of 2021 due to the coronavirus pandemic.
I got the opportunity last Saturday, and it was a great time. It was a surreal moment. It was something like out of body. It felt like I can't believe I'm back here because it's been so long.
Kearns felt it was never in question that he would strap the pads back on following his devastating injury.
I've been playing football since I'm 5 years old. I knew my last play playing football is not going to be getting carried off the field.
And he was grateful to have the opportunity to do so against Bloomsburg. In his first game back, Kearns Jr. had 15 carries for 103 yards, and his counterpart, Justin Felder, had 31 carries for 177 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Ryan Kearns Jr. out of bounds, and he just told Quentin Gasco, I don't think so.
According to Kearns Jr., Justin Felder and he are possibly the best running back duo in the country.
So he, obviously I knew him coming in as a freshman. He's grown so much. He's become an unbelievable player, leader, on the field and off the field, in the weight room and everything. He's a great kid.
When a team has 2,000-yard rushers on it, like Felder and Kearns Jr., it makes it difficult to prepare as opposing teams face the scary Skyhawk backfield. The Skyhawks are now 2-0 this season following their dominant 54-21 victory over Southern Connecticut State University. Justin Felder ran for 183 yards on 22 carries with 5 touchdowns, and Kearns Jr. added to the yard total with 86 yards on 13 carries and a touchdown of his own. Their next game is away on September 18th against the Bentley Falcons as the Skyhawks play their first conference game of the season. Reporting for the Flyover in the Summit, I'm Chris Cassidy.